So what exactly is going on in New York with this Occupy Wall Street? And now it's going on in so many other states, and in fact it's even happening here in Charleston. This is not really a new concept. The civil revolt may be somewhat new, and the ability to gather this many people through social media and internet is somewhat new. But the whole concept of financial inequality is not really a new concept in America. It's been happening for years. What is really at stake here? Well, my understanding is that the basic tenet is that the middle class and lower class are upset that there is financial inequality, that corporate America is running the country, and by doing so has great influence over the government through lobbying. They hire lobbyists, and the lobbyists influence congressmen, senators, and ultimately all powers that be into shaping our world. And you see that going on with the policy schisms between Republicans and Democrats every day. This is not a new concept. This goes back to the days of John F. Kennedy and before. Some theorists believe that the CIA killed John F. Kennedy because he would not yield to corporate America running the country and stood up to them and would not make policy based on lobbyist demands. And that's why he was taken out. It's one theory. There are several theories. Whether it's true or not, nobody really knows. But Robert F. Kennedy killed shortly thereafter with the same ideals. But here we are, fast forward to 2011, and you now have somewhat of almost a civil war erupting where the lower end of the socioeconomics have gotten pushed downward. The rich are getting richer, and the middle class is getting squeezed out. So how does that happen? Well, as the corporate America continues to earn these huge profits, they then gain the momentum to influence government and their lobbyists to make decisions and laws that favor them. For example, you've got the Enrons and the WorldComs of the world, and AIG, all three of which were going bankrupt during the crash, that if it wasn't for government bailouts would have taken down so many people, which Enron and WorldCom eventually did. AIG did get bailed out, that they couldn't let it happen. But in the process, what happens? People like Goldman Sachs and other places make money on the deal. Goldman Sachs was somewhat responsible for the whole real estate crash when they allowed all these junk mortgages to be sold, and then they profited from them, and they were sold as valid securities, and in fact they weren't, and eventually caught up and it crashed. And who lost but the taxpayer? The taxpayer and your average individual whose home is being foreclosed upon. So here we are now. People have no jobs, or in fear of losing their job, or working for a lot less money, or their house is almost in foreclosure or in foreclosure, and the rich are getting richer, and laws are being made to help them. Look at the oil industries for one. They are making bigger profits now than they've ever made, and gas prices are higher than they've ever been. Yes, they did go to $5 a gallon at one point, but for the most part, gas prices are up, and it's artificial. They're making profits of billions of dollars per quarter, and there's no real reason for it. It's not really tied to OPEC, as everybody thinks, just to make profits. So Occupy Wall Street is something that everybody needs to be concerned about, because the basic tenet is that we cannot continue to allow the rich to get richer, not pay taxes, push people out of their homes, their jobs, to the extent that we can no longer function as a civil democracy with equality for all.